Okay, this is going to be a video for the Hi-Fi Man Deva. It's a hi-fi headphone with Bluetooth dongle. It's what it says on the box. It's got something called a Blue Mini or something like that. I actually broke it because I tried to use it with the GL 2000, but it only will do out of one side. Great idea. I'm trying to figure out. I might mod that because it's cool, and it does. I'm sure it does sound good. This set is not a very good set, actually, and I got it during, I think, the summertime, because when I listened to it and I was trying to put this together with the image of Hi-Fi Man and the reputation and how they have $1,000, $5,000, $6,000 headphones, this just didn't work for me at all. And everything about it was just, this is the same, you can see it in the unbox, this is the same exact assembly as came with that HE6 SE, which I changed quickly because it's just a no-go. It's also got the pads that I don't like because it seems like the bass doesn't really perform, whereas something like on this GL, on everything else I actually listen to, the MA900s by Sony, you can see those obviously don't have stock pads because those are crap. They have the same kind of hybrids, and I don't like those. So that's not, but I don't have any pads that I can put on this. So I'm listening to this in stock, and I'm doing it wired. I'm not listening to this. I did use it, and it paired with my phone right away. Held the button down, started blinking red, blue, different colors, and my Sony phone found it immediately. So there was no problem with that. The sound of this is lo-fi would be the best way to put it. This came into my attention again because it was brought up in a comparison to the set that I like, which is the GL 2000. And I thought to myself, you were listening in the summertime and you have water in your ears, and like, learn. Like, I've had things that I didn't like, and then something stimulated me to go back and check it again, and the brain, like, biases, preconception. And I've changed my opinion on stuff, and I've come out to videos and said, yeah, I might have said too much, or I might have kneecapped that a little too hard. I'm a human being, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I went into this open-minded, trying to see if I could figure out if I was... I won't do the spider graph. I think that the GL beats this in every kind of way, and I don't think that it's a very good headphone, so bashing on it for people that like this, it seems like not a great idea. This is a meter, and I used it, and on this ADI at -15, the Deva is putting out at 77 dB, and the GL is 76. So they're right next to each other on the same adjustment on the ADI. So comparing them, they're fair except for my preference for this pad, and this pad is, I'm not liking it at all. But that's with all sets, not unique to this. First thing we're going to get into is, this was my plan. Since I've Been Loving You, Kill Jill, Limelight by Rush, and For Whom the Bell Tolls. But I'm going to not do 2 of the 4 because that's too many sound demos. But I do want to explain to you why I think that this is a very poor set. First demo is going to be Since I've Been Loving You, little snippet. This is the... Since I've Been Loving You. Okay, ready? Turn this down a little bit. I should actually, let me see if I can pull this up. Where's the volume meter on this? Some people said, man, I really got to reach my volume. I'm going to cut this down about 42. And then close it. And then I'm going to go back into it. Ready? Here's Led Zeppelin.
Does it feel like rain? Don't you hear that? Don't you hear the moaning? Don't you hear that? Don't you hear the
There's 2 things going on, and one is very interesting because I've never had an opportunity to bring it up to people while I'm doing a review. There's sometimes replays that make drums sound hollow. If you talk about vocals being scooped, drums can have the same kind of sound, and that little portion that I just played for you, you can go back in the video and listen again at your leisure, or listen to your own version and figure out where this is. This is towards the end of the track. The drums sound shallow, like hollow, relative to what I'm expecting, and also to the GL, but I'll not keep getting on that. But that's how this replays it. The second thing is, if you listen to that sample again, 10 seconds into the sample itself, the cymbals sound really poor. I talk about cymbals having a life. A Birth, a Life, and a Death. It's the IMs that I did, and it had that giant scoop, and it literally gave that like gong a wobble that made me like, what is that? Wow! And had a, when you've got large peaks and dips. I haven't seen a frequency graph of this set, so I actually have no idea what it looks like on a graph. But the cymbal replay sounds like not a crash, like a splash with the accent to the SH. Like it extends itself kind of long, which is not what I like, and it also sounds lo-fi. This is not a set if you're climbing up the... If you are going to get a set because you want to have Bluetooth, I think that by this time, if anybody out there has compared this to the Drop Panda, that would be interesting, because that's got its own amp, I think, a THX amp, and also I believe it's more comfy than this. I don't know. So if anybody's got maybe Josh Valor, you can ask him this versus the THX and ask. If the Panda's not as good as this, that's fucking stunning, because this is really not playing very good. So Since I've Been Loving You, the drums sound hollowish, and that stimulated me to do the Rush track, which is going to be the next one. This is Limelight. Neil Peart on the drums. I'm gonna hear it. I know what it sounds like. Everybody has probably heard this track before. Let's go to this one, Rush, Limelight. Let me close this down. The same thing. I actually was looking for this and I found it. I wanted to hear drums, and also Neil sounds back. Neil sounds slightly hollow and back. I don't know what it is about this set. If you own the set, please tell me, because I'm not bashing on it, but I'm very curious because it's giving me a hollow drum sound and vocals back. But if this had some really wrecked frequency graph, I think that would have probably been brought up by people. And I typed in reviews and I saw Josh's. That's the only one I actually looked at, and he didn't put a graph in it, so I haven't seen a graph, but it wasn't brought up. But his video started with a pro, a con, a pro, a con, and if you watch video reviewers, you can tell in the first 15 seconds how it's going to go. Do you know what I'm saying? And as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, and then I'm out, because he doesn't really talk about music much, but I just wanted to get a little gist of if he was like, these are awesome, or stomp on it, and it seemed like he was trying to balance himself a little bit there. I can kind of get it, because this is not jumping out at you like, you got to get this, dude, or this is better than something else. It's in a different price range than the GL, but it sounds like it is. I wouldn't recommend this to anybody under any circumstances. Drums sound unnatural, cymbals don't sound good, and vocals sound kind of back. One other thing I want to talk about before I get out. That's essentially, so I don't recommend it. I think the bass is actually on Kill Jill, listening for that lower hit, it wasn't bad as I was expecting it to be, because I thought open back, hybrid pads, this is not going to work well at all. The energy was more substantial on the GL, but that could be down to the pads. These pads really do make a difference. So that could be hybrid in effect, but it wasn't a problem, so I crossed that out because I don't need that. For Whom the Bell Tolls, the guitar sounded decent, but it's had more energy on the other set, so it gets redundant to keep saying this is better than that, this is better than that, this is better. Point's already been made. I watched this earlier today, America, 1975, A Horse with No Name. Let me turn the volume off because I just want to play it, because I'm looking at the instruments that are being played. I see this guy singing, I see that guy with his hands on the drums. There looks like there's 2 rhythm guitarists, and there's also a 12-string guitar. I never noticed a 12-string guitar, this guy right here, until I saw this, and then when I listened to it again, it just jumps right out at you. The solo is with the 12-string. Durr. So when you see, they're doing it just like in the studio, except when I went to Wiki, because I wanted to see who's actually getting credit here. Dewey Bono, lead vocals, acoustic guitar. Jerry Beckley, 12-string acoustic guitar, backing vocals. There's my man. Dan Peake, bass and also backing vocals. Ray Cooper, percussion. Kim, session musicians, America. Okay, get this they pulled these two in when they did this recording. And then I looked down here and I saw, in Spanish, this is Caballo Sin Nombre, Spanish for horse with no name. Walter White, oh, Breaking Bad, give me some of that. So we're totally off the reservation here. This is Caballo Sin Nombre, Breaking Bad trivia. And there's a bunch of stuff in this, and he actually, this opens, where are we at, 251. This opens with him driving in a car. La, 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 la. So the song is at the beginning. The title of this episode is this song in Spanish, and I watched all of this stuff, and then I got to the end and I was like, wow, that's fucking amazing. So if you're a Breaking Bad fan, I want to show you this real quick. This is all stimulated by watching the people playing the instruments in the on stage, but pretty much the studio version, but live, of America, Horse with No Name. See these two guys? Look at the axe right there. Fact 10. The axe the cousins carry was purchased from the same company that made that iconic axe in Stanley Kubrick's 1980 classic The Shining. That axe right there, if you remember The Shining, they went and got, there's a lot of little things that they do in these episodes that you find out later. That axe was made by the same company that made for The Shining. And I discovered that because I found out that there's an episode of Breaking Bad named after this song because they used this song. And I found that out because while watching it, I was thinking, are these guys that recorded, or they got extra people? Because there's 2 rhythm guitarists and there's a 12-string. Didn't know about that, and then I checked Wikipedia, and then like you start going down that hole, and that's where the internet and YouTube is really epic. So, not a great set. Probably Hi-Fi Man's worst moment. If you think that there's a hi-fi set that's worse than this, please let me know in the comment section. I'll avoid it, but if I get a chance to put my ears on it, I will. I put this in my videos because I love it. The Susvire stays in its box because it's $6,000. So I'm a huge fan of the company, but this was an epic miss. Don't wreck it. You probably should avoid it. There's got to be better options out there now for something that's got Bluetooth, is comfortable, has good sound, it's got its own amp, it's got decent range, it's got all the code. That sounds like the Panda or something like the Panda. So if you got a good alternative, you might be able to recommend it under this video for somebody that sees this, considering to get it, and then see your comment and then go for that. And I'm not a Panda hater. I've never heard it. I have no idea. So I don't know. But that's something that's in the wheelhouse of this. So that's it. I'm out. Only 2 audio samples, a little bit of history. Look at these 2. One more time. Look at them. They're twins, for fuck's sake. The axe the cousins carry was purchased from the same company that made the iconic axe. Now, here's the thing that trips me out because I didn't see this episode. They're sitting on the bed. They got the axe. He finishes the show. He's singing the song, and they're gone. And he walks out, and there's an eyeball in the suitcase. Did you ever think you'd watch a Hi-Fi Man video and end up at a fucking Breaking Bad trivia video? I'm sorry, you're welcome. Depends on how you take it. And I'm out. Okay, this is the unboxing portion for the Hi-Fi Man Deva hi-fi headphone with Bluetooth dongle. Doesn't even mention that it's planar, which is one of the big points to me because there's a lot of Bluetooth headphones out there. This thing being special to me is that it's planar, and I'm really getting into planar and digging it a lot. Paperwork, cable. I'll be using this as I'll be mostly in cable mode. I will try the Bluetooth. The dongle, a quick check on the internet. Supports most of the major codecs. I think aptX, I think low latency is missing for some reason, which is I think best for gaming, but I'm not going to be gaming with this, so no big deal. It's got USB. Looks probably like a pairing button. Not really sure. I have to check that out. Take this out. Holy shit. Yeah. not the strong point for this set build, but I guess, well, no, I don't guess, because if you're supposed to be portable and doing stuff with this, you'd like something. That's pretty bad. Should I put this? Now I'm thinking, I was thinking I was going to do like the Ghetto Josh edits, you know, drive by with that little motor camera thing, and I might not do that with this set. I don't know if it's going to turn out to be so average that that's wasting my time. I guess you'll see if you watch the video. Other included things in addition to the Bluetooth dongle and in addition to the long rubber 3.5 cable is a stereo connection with this, though it goes with that, and a long USB-C for... There's no way that they did that long cable for charging. I must be able to play this through USB-C. Getting my mind around that for a second. Okay, I'll try that. I'm mostly here for listening to this set wired. Of course, I'll go with this with the Sony X1 II, see how it sounds, see how easy it pairs, see how far I can get as far as walking away before it starts to chop, shut off, break, lose signal. But I'm really going to be trying to listen to these wired initially. Holy crap, that is bad. That is absolutely, actually unacceptable. I'm a Hi-Fi Man fanboy too. That's like a musical instrument. Holy crap. Let me see if I can reach and grab it because it's actually near here. Yes, I got it. This is this headband that came from the absolutely dope HE6 SE, and I didn't like the play. That's absolutely identical. Okay, that is the same thing with silver accents, different color, and immediately this seems worse than the other one. So if these were super awesome and blow my mind, I'm going to change the headband and yoke because that's total garbage. So that's the unboxing. You get the headphones, you get the long cable. It comes with a stereo adapter that's actually in another bag. That's cool. It comes with the dongle, which I'm going to use a little bit but not that much. And then you've got your long USB-C to regular extension cable, which I'm going to get on the internet and see exactly what people are using that for. I imagine, but might as well double check. No, don't do that. Okay, and that is the too long version of the unboxing. And I'm out.